So these last four problems are going to start to combine GCFs with things that we've done. So for example, in the first one, I could go right to multiplying 14 times negative 35, but those are huge numbers to work with. I'm probably going to have a hard time. And in general, taking out GCFs at the beginning versus the end is always the safest way to go. So 14, 21, and 35, negative 35, have a GCF of 7. So take out a 7, and that leaves me with 2x squared minus 3x minus 5, which is a much more manageable trinomial. So I'm trying to find numbers that multiply to negative 10, okay, and add up to negative 3. So those numbers that will work are going to be negative 5 and positive 2. So I just split my middle in the blue as I've been doing, kind of the whole lesson. Keep that GCF in the front. I use brackets because I can tell this is going to be, a bunch of parentheses in just a second. So when I factor this 4-term polynomial, I get out an x and a 2x minus 5 and a 1 and a 2x minus 5. I put the 7 in the front. So I have a 7, a 2x minus 5, and an x plus 1 for my factors. So looking at the next one, I have a numerical GCF of 2, and then I also can take out an x. So I take out a 2x, and if you didn't take out the x, you didn't do the GCF first on this one, you really couldn't do anything else, because this type of setup with x's in each term doesn't really work for that trinomial method that we've been using. So I have 6x squared minus 7x minus 2. So we're trying to multiply to negative 12, okay, and add up to negative 7. And you will quickly see that this doesn't work. As I did, I paused the video for a little while just to make sure that I was thinking through all possible options. This here is supposed to be positive. Okay, so I'm just going to switch over to black. Okay, so it should be a positive 2. So that's a positive 12 that we're multiplying to. So the numbers that work are negative 3 and negative 4. So just setting this up. And then we're going to start to group. So I have here, take out a 3x. Okay, take out a negative 2. Don't quite have enough room for my last bracket, but we know it's there. So this is 2x times 2x minus 1 times 3x minus 2. Now the last one is actually the best type of GCF, because once I take out the GCF of 3, I'm going to create an a equals 1 trinomial. So I don't have to go through the whole grouping process. I can just go straight to those two parentheses. So I didn't really need to bracket this one off because it's not super complicated, right? But basically I can go right to here. Numbers that add up to negative 4 and multiply to negative 32 would be negative 8 and positive 4. The next one only has 2 terms, so I know I'm not even going to be thinking about trinomials, so I have to think about things that I knew from other lessons. Remember, all these problems can exist in the same problem set because they're all factoring, okay? If we look back at the directions, it just says completely factor. So I'm going to take out a 5, and I have x to the 4th minus 4. So that is difference of perfect squares, because x to the 4th and negative 4 are perfect squares. So I have x squared plus 2, x squared minus 2. Okay, it kind of looks like maybe I could do a difference of perfect squares on this part again, but 2 is not a perfect square, so this answer is